All right, let's jump right into this explainer with a nightmare scenario that pretty much every new pool owner dreads. Picture this: you pull back the pool cover on a sweltering hot day, totally expecting to see a shimmering blue oasis. But instead, you're greeted by something that looks less like a five-star resort and way more like a science experiment gone horribly wrong. Cue the absolute backyard panic.
We've all been there, right? You can literally hear the desperation in this frantic plea from a Reddit user. It perfectly captures those incredibly high stakes of inheriting a chemically imbalanced pool. It is the ultimate feeling of just being completely out of your depth. And honestly, it sets the stage perfectly for our step-by-step rescue ride today. Because as we're going to quickly discover, you can have all the fanciest, most expensive chemicals sitting right there in your garage, but if you don't know the precise sequence to use them in, well, you aren't actually fixing the problem. You are just throwing your money directly into a swamp.
So what is the magical order? To figure this out, we've pulled together expert insights from literally across the globe. We're talking synthesized data from Direct Pool Supplies in Australia, All American Recreation in the US, and Aqua Marquet over in Uzbekistan. By looking at how these pros tackle everything from torrential summer downpours to intense desert dust storms, we're going to give you the universal blueprint to transform that green swamp back into a crystal clear summer oasis. Here is our game plan for today. First, the master chemical order. Second, the truth about pool smell. Third, shocking the pool correctly. And finally, crucial chemical safety rules. Let's get into it. Starting with Section 1, the master chemical order, a strict sequence for balance. You know, the biggest rookie mistake is treating your pool like a giant cauldron and just dumping everything in at once. You absolutely cannot do that. Violating this sequence is, hands down, the #1 reason new owners fail. There is a very strict sequence you've got to follow because every single step builds the necessary foundation for the next chemical to actually do its job. First up, you always test the water. You absolutely need a baseline, right? Then you move to alkalinity, followed by pH, then calcium hardness, stabilizer, and only at the very end, the very last step, do you add your sanitizer, which is your chlorine. But why this highly specific order? It is super important to understand the relationship between these first major steps. Always adjust your alkalinity first because it basically acts as a protective bodyguard, a buffer, for your pH. If your alkalinity is off, and ideally it should be resting perfectly between 80 and 120 parts per million, your pH is going to bounce all over the place. You've probably experienced this madness, dumping gallons of expensive pH adjuster into the water only to watch it do absolutely nothing. It's so frustrating. Only once your alkalinity is firmly locked in do you dial in that pH to the sweet spot of 7.2 to 7.6. All right, once your core water balance is totally set, we introduce the stabilizer, which you might also see sold as cyanuric acid. Literally think of this stuff as SPF 50 sunscreen for your chlorine. The sun's UV rays are absolutely brutal on raw chlorine. They'll tear it apart and burn it off in just a matter of hours. So you have to add this sunscreen before your sanitizer. But hey, balance is key here too. If you go overboard and add too much stabilizer, you'll actually lock up the chlorine, fully blocking it from doing its magic. But what happens when that chlorine does fail or just gets completely overwhelmed? Well, your nose will be the first to know. Which brings us to Section 2, the truth about pool smell, the chloramine paradox. Okay, prepare to have your mind blown a little bit here because this is deeply counterintuitive. We all know that harsh pool smell, right? You walk into a hotel indoor pool or stand next to a buddy's backyard setup, your eyes start watering, and your first thought is probably, whoa, they put way too much chlorine in there. Actually, scratch that. It's the exact opposite. Surprisingly, that eye-burning odor is a massive red flag indicating there is too little free working chlorine. What you're actually smelling are compounds called chloramines. These form when your active chlorine attacks organic matter, like sweat, sunscreen, or algae, but gets overwhelmed and binds to it instead of fully destroying it. That smell? It's literally a chemical cry for help from a starved pool. So here is the golden rule, just simple math. You test your total chlorine and you test your free chlorine. If your total chlorine minus your free chlorine is greater than 0.5 parts per million, your pool is officially contaminated. It is full of chloramines. And let me tell you, your standard daily dose of maintenance chemicals isn't going to fix this. It is time to call in the big guns. Moving right along to Section 3, shocking the pool correctly, the chemicals SWAT team. When the everyday chemicals just can't keep up with the organic load, you have to initiate shock chlorination. This is a massive, highly concentrated dose of chlorine designed to instantly wipe out algae, bacteria, and aggressively break apart those smelly chloramines we were just talking about.
But you don't just shock for fun, you deploy it strategically. Whether you're dealing with a torrential Australian summer downpour that totally dilutes your chemistry, or a dusty Tashkent storm that dumps algae-feeding phosphates directly into your motor, these are the exact moments you must shock. You also do it when opening the pool in spring, if the water turns green, or right after a massive weekend pool party where 15 people just left pounds of organic matter in your water.
Now listen up, because this is where so many well-intentioned people accidentally ruin their pools. I need to be incredibly direct here. Never, and I mean never, use slow-release trichlor tablets to shock your pool. Tablets take 3 to 5 days to dissolve. If you throw them in hoping for a quick shock, they will just sink to the bottom, create a highly acidic zone with a pH of around 2.8, and permanently burn a gaping white hole right into your pool liner. No way do you want that. Always use fast-dissolving granules or liquid chlorine. Liquid is actually amazing if you have hard well water because it instantly integrates and doesn't add any extra calcium to your system.
And when you do pull the trigger on that heavy shock, you absolutely must follow the rule of night. Always, always shock the pool after sunset. You have to do this at night because the sun's intense UV rays can completely destroy an unprotected, highly concentrated daytime shock treatment in just 2 hours, literally 2 hours, and your money and hard work are completely useless. By doing it at night, the chlorine has 8 to 10 unbroken hours to wage an absolute war on the algae and bacteria while you're asleep.
Finally, Section 4. Crucial chemical safety rules, preventing disaster.
All right, let's get serious for a second about how to physically handle these volatile chemicals. We've talked about the science of the water, but mixing these substances in the real world requires absolute precision. This isn't just about water clarity anymore. This is about your physical safety, because a simple mixing mistake can be incredibly dangerous. This right here is the absolute golden rule of pool safety. And if you take nothing else away from this explainer, please remember this. Always add chemicals into water. Never pour water onto dry chemicals. Pouring even a small amount of water onto dry chlorine granules can trigger a violent, explosive boiling reaction that instantly releases highly toxic gas right into your face. So to do it safely, you need to deliberately follow this exact bucket mixing protocol. First, fill a clean bucket with 10 to 15 liters of cold water. Then, slowly and carefully sprinkle your chemical granules into that water while stirring with a dedicated stick. When you're ready to pour the mixture into the pool, walk around the perimeter, pouring only the liquid. You'll notice a chalky white calcium residue at the bottom of your bucket. Safely discard that down a drain. Do not dump it in the pool or it will severely cloud your water for days. Finally, run your pump for 8 to 10 hours to circulate the chemistry perfectly through your filtration system. So, thinking back to that total pea soup swamp nightmare we started with, armed with the master chemical order, the surprising truth about chloramines, the exact science of shocking at night, and the absolute non-negotiables of mixing safety, you now have the exact blueprint to take control. You can successfully rescue your water and maintain a pristine, safe oasis all season long. But, it kind of makes you wonder, if a simple backyard pool requires this much precise chemical orchestration just to stay clear, what invisible chemical battles are happening in our drinking water, or even inside our own bodies, every single day? Stay curious, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.